All right, in this episode, we talk about velocity,
lifting,
commitment,
putting it all together,
and don't be soft.
All right, Brent Porcio here with a big crew. We got Stephen Godani, we got Parker.
just go on.
Mac now. No.
Sure.
We got Jared. I don't even go last names. We got Scott and we got Adam here at the @Top Velocity hashtag Pitching Tips show. We go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and @Top Velocity hashtag Pitching Tips. You ask your question on anything we do here at Top Velocity, thinking about pitching, and we answer it on this show. So the question for today was, Ryan asks, good morning. I am thinking to purchase the 3 Extreme Pitching Velocity program, but may I know, does the program require any equipment? Please let me know all the equipment that I need. I need to know whether all the equipment is offered by my gym or not. Also, how demanding is the program? In other words, how many days a week do I need to perform the program and how long is each day? Lastly, what are the differences between your program and the program called Velocity Plus Arm Care developed by Tom House? Thank you. All right, so really quick run through. When you purchase the program, you're going to get digital access to it, so you can put it on your iPhones, which is cool. I can send you Dropbox access. You can actually, if you had your own Dropbox account, you can just drag it over and you can access everything, the videos and everything from your phone, which makes it really cool. But basically, there's 3 levels of off-season training: preseason, end-season training. All of them have the same format, just based on different seasons. We're focusing on different things. Really, in the off-season, it's velocity development. Preseason, it's building that up, progressing that to the mound. And then in season, it's maintaining that through the year. But the format of all the programs is going to be throwing program, okay, which pretty much is right here. It's going to be in the first level off-season. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You're looking at 45 minutes to an hour, all drill-based, all our drills that we've developed. Strength and conditioning program, 8-week cycle. It's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. You're looking at an hour and a half of training. Then the anaerobic conditioning, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. You're looking at another 45 minutes. And basically, 3 to 4 hours if you're knocking it out, 4 to 5 hours if you add in your mobility, doing some extra drill work and stuff like that. So it is a high level commitment in the off season. I'll let some of these guys talk about what it's like to step into that commitment level. And then things that you'll need this 2-pound med ball, which is probably the only thing that's really specific to our proprietary drills. It's something that bounces, that's durable. 2 pounds though, we don't go over 2 pounds. You need a target. We don't like throwing to partners, something that you can just beat up a target. And also, it's easier to be on your own if you can't find somebody. A weight room that lets you drop weight, rubber weights. It just keeps us safe. Gives us confidence that we can push our weights and not have to worry about killing ourselves. And you need to learn how to drop everything correctly. Of course, you need the barbells and all that. Olympic stuff would be ideal. CrossFits will have this for you if they let you in. Barbell companies, local Olympic training gyms have all this. You can go to teamusa.org or go to Google, search USAW, find a club. That's USA Weightlifting, find a club, and you can actually search for a club in your area. And then the other requirement would be anything else. You probably see there will be some specific things, but to tell you the truth, it's really garage training. You can make it. If you can't find it or buy it, you don't have the money to buy it, I promise you can make it. That's pretty much a quick run through of everything. But I want to use these guys here who are currently in the programs, and they can give you an understanding of where you are. More than likely, the guys that are watching this are sitting where they were before they learned about this. You guys are just learning about it. There's a conventional way of pitching velocity or trying to gain velocity and improve, and you feel like it's not as effective as you'd like it to be, and you're looking for more information. And this program is very different from every program out there, and they're going to tell you why it's different and how it's opened their eyes to certain things. And they're just going to be honest, and I'm going to let them talk. So we'll start with Parker, talk about, like I said, other programs that you've done and how it compares to this, and kind of where you are, where you were trying to gain velocity before you learned about this, and where you are now, and how it's kind of changed your perspective?
Also, real quick tip, when you're doing your throws, make sure you're going into a target or a net. Because I went against the wall and I ruined my ball in like 2 weeks. And
That's good.
I guess I really done like almost every single throwing program. Really started in middle school. Every single long toss program, kind of different tricks to do stretching and lifting and band exercises. And I guess I really never saw the gains that I wanted to. I've been really at like low 80s ever since 8th grade. But
That sucks.
I know, it does. But I mean, I was a guy that could, for the long toss aspect, I was a guy that could throw to the one hop the fence at 315, and they say that should correlate to 90 miles per hour. And there may be some science to that with ball speed and distance and everything, but I don't really see a direct correlation, maybe for some guys, but I guess definitely not for the majority of what I've heard. I guess the biggest difference between this and other programs, because I was really hesitant before I came down here. I really knew nothing about the program. My parents really just said, hey, we're going down to Louisiana. So I was really hesitant because everybody says they have the direct fix for you to throw 95. You can throw 95 right now kind of thing. So I was just like, this is going to be the same thing that I've heard my entire life. But they really do something different because they tie in the mechanics with the lifting, and they really develop you as an athlete, not just a pitcher. I've seen the most gains I have in my entire life, really. I mean, I was doing football lifting, and you see gains and you get stronger, but never really seen it, I guess, this much and this fast. So you really do see those gains, and you really feel it in your ball speed after you start doing the drills and everything. So I think this is just a whole different approach compared to everybody else who's mechanics. Where's your arm during this, and that?
Yeah,
They don't direct everything.
Transition that into when you were talking about weighted balls and the difference between when you're doing that approach, saying, you felt that it would work. It's probably something to come later on. Tell them all that.
I did a weighted ball program, or I think my freshman year, where you do holds, so it's like a 2 pound down to a 1 pound and then down to ounces. And then you should do a light ball and you hold it the entire time. And the whole theory was you got to accelerate the heavier ball, then you got to decelerate it. So it builds your decelerators, because the theory was your arm won't accelerate as fast as it can until it knows that it has the strength to slow your arm down. The science behind that is good, but the problem with the drills, if you just start out there and say, okay, I want to throw 95, I'm going to start doing this, is if you have the wrong arm path, or it could cause more damage to your arm, or some of the drills also teach you just to throw with your arm. So you're using none of your lower half, you're using no separation, no rotation, it's just all arm. And I feel like if you have the drills down and you learn how to use your body the right way, that can come later, but I would not start off with that at a young age. I think that's definitely like I'm already throwing hard, I want to get a little bit more kind of thing. And I know my correct body movements, I have good mechanics, my arm path is good, now I want to start just getting that little edge kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, cool. We'll start here. Like, Adam, talk about kind of your approach to velocity before you came here, and then kind of how it's evolved.
Well, I was always a really big guy, and people always told me
You are a big guy.
Yeah. All right. People always told me that, man, your velocity is just going to come. It's just going to happen out of nowhere, and all of a sudden one day you're going to be throwing over 90. And my sophomore year, I was throwing 87 miles an hour, and last year I was throwing 88. And I was training for 2 years, and I was going to this guy back in Vegas. I was doing a lot of CrossFit. I was doing a lot of bands. Wouldn't let me lift weights. I couldn't get under the bar at all whatsoever. And
so in the CrossFit, it was just like pull-ups and
yeah, just
burpees
like
and all
that kind of stuff. No weightlifting at all whatsoever. It was all anaerobic conditioning. So I never lifted weights or anything like that, and I just kind of got tired, and I was like, my velocity, it's not going anywhere. It's not jumping at all. I'm still at 88, and I'm trying to crank it down, and I'm trying to throw it as hard as I can. I just can't get it anymore. I'd go into all my starts, and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to hit 88, 89. I'm going to finally break the barrier. just crank my arm down 88 and wouldn't go up. So the stuff before that I was doing that compared to now I feel like since I've been lifting, I actually gained strength in my body. Now I actually feel myself. And instead of trying to crank my arm down when I try to throw hard, I actually try to use my body and use my lower half to drive the pitch instead of just trying to crank my arm just to throw it as hard as I can. So that's been the difference for me.
Yeah, good difference for him. 88 to 94 so far. And just watch one of the first episodes to the At Top Velocity show and watch it now. Have y'all done that?
What?
It looks like he's gained 60 pounds.
Yes, he's
It's
like,
crazy, man.
how much have you gained? Like 35 pounds, 30 pounds?
I came in at 225 and now I'm like 250.
250?
He came at 225, he's 250
So
now.
25 pounds?
25
Nice.
pounds, pretty cool. All right, Jared, quick little synopsis of basically velocity before you come here and how you trained and velocity now.
Velocity before, just normal college, just run, long toss, and light lifting. You don't do, pitchers are the ones who don't get to lift at all, and it's really an issue with me personally because I love lifting, and as a pitcher, they don't want you to lift very much at all. And then when I got here, learning about the lifting is a huge part. It's the biggest part, one of the biggest parts, but it's a whole different ballgame with the Olympic lifting. It's really hard because you have to get the form down. Otherwise, you're not going to lift the weight no matter how strong you are, because it's different lifting besides just your normal bench and squat. It's all power, explosiveness, and that really transfers to the mound with all the drills that he has with the separation and
Yeah,
driving.
and in camp, how hard you throwing in camp?
Hit 80.
So hit 80 in camp, and then you've already hit 87? And he's already hit 87, you've been here for how long?
Like almost a month.
Almost a month, which is great for him. Amazing. And I think the biggest thing for Jared is that he's a strong guy, but when I saw him do that first power clean, it was not power.
Yeah, I thought I was strong when I got here, and I could barely lift 135 on a power clean.
Right, because it wasn't power. He had some strength, he just didn't have the explosiveness to do it. And I think that's been huge probably for you to get to 87. Plus, he really works hard biomechanically. Some of the things that's worked for you on the mound mechanics-wise that's helped you gain that. What's that thing?
Definitely the separation drills helped me a lot, learning that your hips going and then your arms even getting even more while you're going instead of going at the same time, which I still have trouble with and most of us do have trouble with. It's getting it to really go last and driving down the mound instead of like out or up. It's really down and going and putting all that force going up through you and through the ball.
All right, Scott, real quick. So talk about velocity before you learned about this and then where you are with velocity now.
Velocity before I learned about this was probably like I just went to a bunch of pitching coaches. Like I was just crazy about going to pitching coaches, like mechanics. And then like I came here like about a year ago and like I didn't really do anything like about it. I don't know, I just kind of was like a little lazy about it. But like now like I'm here and like
That's odd.
it's like
No, he's
like,
getting better.
I like really like bought into like the whole like weightlifting thing, and like I can like already tell that like I can like explode faster on the mound. I mean like I've seen like little gains so far, but like I know like I'm just like barely off right now, and so like it's just like the biggest thing is just the weightlifting and just
there's a lot of guys in the pros that they get their velocity in a long road, and then some guys can get it right up front. I mean, you're lucky to feel it that quickly. He's lucky to feel it that quickly because, I mean, ask Steven, you didn't get it in a short run. You didn't get it in a short run. It's been a longer run for you. And I say on average, it takes more time. The guys that are lucky to get it quick, it's probably because they had a lot of great things going for them. They just went putting it together, and more than likely too, an add in that explosiveness was just enough to give them that push. And that doesn't work it for everybody. But that's good to know that it's a process. But I mean, what's your perspective? So like if all you guys, like real quick, if you had a couple sentences to say to someone watching this that's going, all right, I don't know. I kind of think I should just do what my coach says and just keep throwing more, and throwing longer, and just keep my regimen that we do and lightweight training and just maybe mixing in weighted balls as opposed to taking something really out of the box like this. Like, what would you say to those guys that are kind of on the fence? Go ahead. Well, Steven.
oh okay.
If you want to, but we'll come back to you. We'll finish with you. So, what would you say to those guys?
I guess I put myself in your exact shoes because I was once there. And the biggest thing, if I could go back right now, is I would probably graduate high school early and come down here I would have came down here a year ago.
Like this guy?
Yeah, and I would have stayed down here because I've heard so many times you need a long toss every day, every other day. You need to throw, velocity will come. And I'm going to be honest, it never does until you really start dedicating yourself and do something else that's different. Every single kid in America long tosses, and every single kid can go out to practice and long toss, but there's a select few that are going to throw 90, throw 95, and you got to understand that there's a correlation there and say, look, everyone on my team's throwing long toss every single practice. Why aren't we all throwing 90? And you got to go out and you got to do something different that no one else is doing.
All right, real quick. What would you tell those guys?
Definitely lift. Just because you're a pitcher doesn't mean we can't lift at all. It's not just the hitters that are lifting. The pitchers do lift, and we have to lift just as much as they do. If you look at the professionals, those guys aren't little guys. Those guys are big guys that can move some weight. They're strong. And that's one thing that you need to start doing.
Come on, they're on the fence. What would you tell them? Just keep doing what you're doing, or do something about it? Because not, you're gonna stay where you are.
If you're not happy, you gotta change. Like, and like, if you're gonna do the program, don't just like half-ass it. Like, get into it. Like, do it like full bore. Like, don't like what I did. Like, I didn't do it full bore, and now like I'm like, wow. Like, if I could go a year ago and like I could really like do this program like the way I should have done it, like I'd be throwing so much harder right now. And so you just really have to like buy into it and do it.
Well, I mean, if you're happy where you're at and you're throwing however hard, and if you want to keep doing all the training before, like weighted balls and doing light dumbbells and stuff like that, you're really not going to see any gains. My advice to someone would to be is to take an approach like this and actually hit it hard and actually try to get the gains and strive to get more miles an hour and actually try to put yourself in a high velocity range. Don't just strive to gain 2 or 3 miles an hour. Strive to gain 5 or 10 miles an hour, because you're only going to see the gains if you actually strive to hit numbers that high.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. All right, close it out. What do you got to say about all this?
I would just say just don't, like, stop being soft. I feel like
That's his favorite line.
I feel like people, like, especially pitchers, like, we baby them. Like, stop being soft. Like, stop saying pitchers aren't athletes. Pitchers are some of the most athletic players on the field, especially high velocity pitchers. What's like, you want to become a power pitcher? Like, what is a power pitcher? Like, a power pitcher has power. Like, start developing some power. If you're not training to develop power, then you're falling behind, just period. You're not, if you don't have power and you want to throw hard, there's no little gimmick. There's no shortcut to developing power. So you just got to stop being soft and just commit and start getting yourself on the right track.
So I hope that helped. That's a good question. I'm glad all these guys could jump in here. If you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and at Top Velocity, hashtag pitching tips. Ask your question and we'll answer it on the next show. So.
Boys. Yeah. Hold on. We them boys. Hold on. We them boys.